Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Okay, girl, pour yourself a glass of wine because you are not going to believe the month I have had with David. I'm seriously spiraling and I need to just word vomit this whole thing to someone who gets it. So, you know how things have been going. We're coming up on a year, which is crazy, right? And honestly, for the most part, it's been amazing. On paper, he is literally the perfect guy. He's so sweet and affectionate, always touching my arm or kissing my forehead. He's an incredible cook, like restaurant-quality stuff. You've had his pasta. He makes me laugh until I cry. I was genuinely starting to picture it all, the whole future thing. Like maybe this is it, maybe he's the one, and God, this is such a huge, flashing neon sign, but his whole situation with money has always been a thing. I've mentioned it before. He's just reckless. I make good money, I'm stable, and I thought maybe I could be a good influence. I wasn't trying to be his mom, but I thought we could be a team. Well, Christmas just came and completely blew that fantasy to smithereens. We moved in together pretty fast, around the 6-month mark. But his job is casual, so over the Christmas break, he had a full 2 weeks with no pay. He knew this was coming. It's not like Christmas is a surprise holiday. So we're sitting on the couch in early December, watching a movie. Everything is cozy and perfect. And he just casually turns to me and goes, "Hey, so just a heads up, I won't be able to pay my half of the rent for those 2 weeks over Christmas." Just like that. Like he was telling me we were out of milk. I was completely blindsided when he told me he couldn't pay his half of the rent. I mean, I can afford it. That's not the issue. But the way he said it, there was no, "I'm so sorry, this is really embarrassing, but can we work something out?" There was no plan. It was just a statement of fact. So I paused the movie and I turned to him, trying to be calm and mature about it. I was like, "Okay, well, we need to talk about that. What's the plan? Are you going to pay me back in January, or should we figure something else out?" And Sarah, I swear to God, he looked at me like I was the one being unreasonable. He got this slightly annoyed look on his face and said, "Well, I was just assuming you'd cover it. That's what being in a partnership is about, right? Supporting each other." I was literally speechless. A partnership is a two-way street, David. A partnership involves communication and planning, and not just announcing that you're dumping a major financial responsibility on the other person with zero discussion. I felt this hot flush of anger creep up my neck. It felt so unbelievably entitled. I didn't even know what to say, so I just mumbled something like, "We'll talk about it later." And we finished the movie in this thick, awkward silence. But that gross, uneasy feeling, it just sat in the pit of my stomach for days. But wait, because it gets so much worse. So on top of this rent situation, we have Christmas coming up. I'm a big Christmas person and I was so excited to spoil him. I got him tickets to see his favorite band and a beautiful silver chain necklace. They were thoughtful, meaningful gifts. He was fully aware that gifts were being exchanged. Fast forward to December 23rd. 2 days before Christmas. We're in the kitchen, I'm wrapping presents for my family, and he's scrolling on his phone. And again, with that same infuriatingly casual tone, he goes, "Oh, by the way, I'm not getting you anything for Christmas this year." I just stopped, mid-fold, scissors in my hand. I looked up at him and I was just like, "What?" He wouldn't even make eye contact. He just shrugged, still looking at his phone. "Yeah, money's tight." I could feel tears welling up in my eyes. I said, "David, that really hurts. It's not about the money, it feels really thoughtless." And this is the part that I think might have broken me. Instead of apologizing, he got defensive. He threw it back in my face. He said, "Why are you so upset? I buy you stuff all the time. What about that takeout I got last month? Or those flowers I bought you in October? You shouldn't be upset about Christmas when I do things for you randomly. And you shouldn't be upset about the rent either for the same reason." I felt like I'd been slapped. He was taking every kind gesture he'd ever made and weaponizing it, using it as a shield for his thoughtlessness. I was so angry and hurt I just said, "That is not the same thing and you know it," and walked out. And as I stood in our bedroom, with the sound of him still scrolling on his phone in the other room, I realized this fight wasn't just about Christmas. It was so much bigger than that. Since Christmas, I've tried. I have really tried to talk to him about this. About my feelings, about my worries about our finances as a couple, about the lack of accountability. And every single time, it's like talking to a brick wall. He just shuts down. His face goes blank. He gives one-word answers. Or he gets defensive and says I'm making a big deal out of nothing or being too sensitive. The conversation literally goes nowhere. I'm just left feeling completely alone and unheard. It's like he's perfectly happy to be the fun, affectionate boyfriend when things are easy. But the second a real-life issue comes up that requires him to be a responsible adult partner, he just disappears. So now I'm here, and I feel like my whole world has tilted on its axis. I look at him, and I see the man I was falling in love with, the man who cooks for me and makes me laugh. But I also see this other person, this irresponsible, entitled man-child who dismisses my feelings and expects me to just take care of everything without complaint. I feel like I have to end it. I mean, these are not small things, are they? This feels like a massive, fundamental incompatibility about respect and partnership and communication. But then a part of me thinks it's only been a year. Am I rushing this? Or are these gigantic, screaming red flags that I would be an absolute idiot to ignore? I'm just so lost. I don't want to throw away something that was, until 2 weeks ago, making me so happy. But I can't shake this horrible feeling that if I stay, I'm signing up to be a piggy bank and a maid for a man who thinks partnership means he gets all the benefits with none of the responsibility. What do I even do? Am I crazy for thinking this is a deal breaker?